Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to tell you how to upgrade the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on your Steam Deck. As you know, by default your Steam Deck comes with your Wi-Fi 5 chip, which is a lower bandwidth Wi-Fi chip, and it has a lot of problems with the stability and connection. So I'm going to tell you in this video how to upgrade your Wi-Fi 5 chip to Wi-Fi6E along with your Bluetooth 5.2 using the chip which I'm going to harness from this Wi-Fi6E PCIe chip, and it will upgrade your Bluetooth as well to 5.2 module. So ensure that guys you watch this video till the end so that you do not miss out on any important information or instructions that I have to share. Before we move further guys, if you're new to my channel and not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification icon so that you get the notifications from my new videos. Let's get started. So guys, before we can start with the mod, let's quickly see what is the kind of Wi-Fi chip which is installed onto your Steam Deck. To do that, you need to click on Steam, go all the way to Power, switch to Desktop. Once you are onto the desktop, go onto the Start menu, click on System, and then click on Info Center that you have here. Once you are on the Info Center, click on Devices, and then click on PCIe devices, and then you have to scroll all the way down till you get the network adapter. As you can see, this is your network controller. So the network controller as of now which is installed is Realtek Semiconductor Limited RTL8822CE, which works on band 802.11 AC on PCIe channel. So as you can see, 802.11 AC is your Wi-Fi 5 chip, which is as of now installed onto your Steam Deck. So now let's quickly upgrade this Wi-Fi 5 chip to Wi-Fi 6E using this PCIe adapter. Before we can start with the upgrade, we need to harness the Wi-Fi chip from this PCIe card. As you can see, this is the main antenna, this is your auxiliary antenna, this is Wi-Fi 6E 802.11AX PCIe card. Model number is WRAX210HMW, and then it is IEEE certified for 802.11 A, B, G, N, AC and AX, and it has a Wi-Fi of 3000 megabytes and your Bluetooth for 5.2 version. So this is the specification of the Wi-Fi chip that you need. Specifically, you would need a model number AX210, which will be compatible with your Wi-Fi mod. Here onto the back side, as you can see, it comes with wireless LAN, Bluetooth, PCIe mini card with the serial number. This is made in China with the barcode. So that is what you have on the PCIe chip as of now. So what we are going to do, as you can see, the Wi-Fi chip is cased inside this metal casing onto the top. So we need to desolder this metal plate from the top to harness the Wi-Fi chip. Let's do that quickly. So to remove this metal plate, as you can see, the metal plate is soldered using the 4 tags at the back. So that is what we need to desolder, and then we can lift it up using the notch that you have at the bottom and the top, as you can see. So either side you can use it to lift your cap up, and that is how that will expose your Wi-Fi chip which is inside this metal casing. To do that, we need to heat this metal plate so that the solder is being melted so that we can easily lift the metal casing. So let's do that. Now using the heat gun, let's start heating the plate so that it gets hot enough to melt the solder which is there on the back side. Slowly rotate your heat gun around the corners so that it heats up eventually everything. My heat gun as of now is on 450 degrees centigrades with 80% of the flow. So that is what I am using as of now to heat this plate. As you can see, it's melting nicely. Then using another tweezer, just hold the plate and try and lift. Just be gentle while taking it off. If you need to heat it more, just heat it a little bit more. So as you can see, this is the Wi-Fi chip that we are going to harness. The metal casing has come out and you can see there are two wires connected. These are the IPEX connector for the Wi-Fi antenna. So we'll remove them gently. Just lift it up and it will disconnect just like this. We don't need these wires, so we'll move that aside. For now, we'll remove the second one as well. Gently remove it so that you do not damage the connector that you have. And then gently lift it up and remove it from the space, as we are going to use this chip to put it onto our Steam Deck. So as you can see, the chip has the metal casing onto the top, and then you have a base here. So we need to remove it from the base. Do not touch the top metal casing when it is hot, as it might move and damage the Wi-Fi chip. And also do not push it using these connectors as well, because once these are hot, these are all going to be loose. But if you remove or move these connectors, it's really difficult to reconnect them to its place. So ensure that you do not touch it from these places. Just ensure that you touch the base plate that you have, the dark green color, and remove it whenever you are desoldering this Wi-Fi chip. So let's do that. Now using the heat gun, we are going to heat it evenly so that the solder through which it is connected will melt and we'll be able to easily remove the chip. Just wait till the solder is melted on all the sides. Ensure that you heat all the sides, otherwise your chip will not come out. And also heat it evenly so that you do not burn the chip at its place. Try and gently move it. As you can see, it came out. We'll gently lift it and remove it to it so that it does not get damaged. So this is the chip that we needed. So as you can see, this is the base plate on which it was soldered. These are the center pads, and then you have the connectors onto the sides. So that is how we need to connect it onto the Steam Deck as well. So as you can see, the center pads are solid pads, but once you look at the chip itself, the chip has the individual padding. So it doesn't matter even if they short it with each other within the square, as they are going to be connected to the same pad, so it doesn't matter. The next thing is, you can see the side pads are all properly tinned, so we do not need to re-tin it. All we need to do is tin a little bit, cleaning here, and then we can use this chip directly onto our Steam Deck. Here onto the top you have the Wi-Fi chip. It seems to be intact. None of the connectors are disconnected or moved out of its place, so this is something really nice. So we are going to use this chip to replace it onto our Steam Deck. So let's move on to the Steam Deck for the further upgrade. So guys, using the no clean flux, I have re-tinned the ports and I have cleaned all the ports so that nothing has been short circuited, so that my pads on the sides as well as in the center are all separated, as you can see. So I have used little bit of solder, and then I have used a no clean flux to tin all the ports. Now my Wi-Fi chips looks good to be installed. Now we have to go on to Steam Deck to remove the Wi-Fi chip. Let's do that quickly. So guys, this is my Steam Deck. I have shut it down properly. Now we will turn other way around and open all the screws. In my previous videos, I have already shown you how to upgrade the joystick and your SSD card. If you have not seen that video guys, I will put the link of the video above or in the description below for you guys to check it out. So let's quickly open the screws. Now that you have removed all the screws, you need to start opening the back cover. Now guys, to open the back cover, I'll start it from the sides. I find it easy to open from the sides. So let's quickly do that. I have already removed the SD card. So ensure that before removing the back cover, you have already removed the SD card. Now using the picking tool, let's quickly open this. Once you have opened the cover locks, just lift the back cover. There is no attached cable, so you don't need to worry about it. So one thing is this thermal pad, which we will take it out, which is the part of your cover. So we need to remove it. Now we need to remove all of these components. So first thing is the top cover. So let's use the Phillips screwdriver to open those as well. So one is this, one is here, and one is behind this tape. So we'll remove the tape as well. Expose the screws. Once you have loosened all the screws, just gently lift the top cover and it will come out. Now what we need to do is open few more screws so that we can remove the motherboard. So let's do that as well. Before we do that, let's remove this tape as well, because this CPU cooler is running in front of this fan, which is attached through this cooler using this tape. So we'll remove the tape for now. So this is the tape that came out. We'll keep it aside as well. And let's open few more screws. One is here. So that will mostly loosen your motherboard. But before we do any changes, we need to disconnect the battery from here. So just lift the ribbon that you have here and push it to the back side, and that will disconnect your battery. Once your battery is disconnected, we need to discharge the circuit. So press few times the power button. Here you have the power button. So let's press few times to discharge the circuit to ensure that there is no static charge left before we can start with the further operations. So let's remove the SSD card as well. This is my SSD card for 2 TB, which I have changed it in my previous video, and I have already told you as well how to fresh install the Steam operating system when you have changed it to a new SD card. So if you have not seen that video, guys, I will put the link of the video above or in the description below for you guys to check it out. Now we need to disconnect few cables more. So this is the cable for the fan, which we will disconnect just by lifting it out. So my fan is disconnected. So there are few ribbon cables that we need to disconnect as well. So this is one of the ribbon cable that we need to disconnect. To disconnect, you need to lift the latch, the black one, and then disconnect the cable by pulling this out. So this is disconnected. We need to open few more screws, this one and this one, for the heat sink. So we'll remove this as well, and this as well. So that will disconnect your CPU cooler. Gently lift it up. So we'll keep this aside for now as well. We'll replace it and redo the thermal pasting later. So for now, we'll keep it like this. We'll clean it later as well. And then you need to remove this sticker. Behind this sticker is your Wi-Fi chip that we are going to change. Gently lift it up. As you can see, it came out. We'll keep this aside as well. And then there is a plastic insulation. We'll remove that as well. So this is the plastic insulation that was there on the Wi-Fi chip. We'll keep this aside as well. And then we'll disconnect the antennas. So here it is A and M. So this is your main antenna, this is your auxiliary antenna. So that is how it is marked. So we need to disconnect. So using the tweezer, gently lift it up. To disconnect it, just like this. So these two wires are disconnected as well. And this is your speaker grill. So we'll remove this as well. This is connected. We'll gently lift it to disconnect everything. Now we'll lift the motherboard. There is one more screw on the top that you need to disconnect. Once you have removed that, you should be able to remove the motherboard. Just gently push it down and try and remove the motherboard. There are a few ribbon cables at the bottom as well, so you need to be careful while lifting it, as you need to disconnect them as well. So as you can see, I have disconnected two more ribbon cables. One is coming from this side of the plate, which was connected here, and another was coming from here to the top side plate, which was connected here. So I have disconnected both of them. So this is how your motherboard comes out. So that is what we needed. So now we need to desolder this Wi-Fi chip and change it to our new Wi-Fi chip. So that is what we are going to do. So as you can see, this is the motherboard and this is the place where you have the Wi-Fi chip that we are going to replace. So let's quickly heat this plate and then try and remove the Wi-Fi chip without disturbing the other components that you have around. We'll again use 450 degrees centigrade to heat this up at around 80% of airflow to heat this quickly. Move your hand in the circular fashion so that it is heated in all directions and it comes out easily. Do it for like 10 to 15 seconds till you see everything is melting, and you can then you can slide the Wi-Fi chip off. As you can see, my Wi-Fi chip has came out. As you can see, I have coated the place where we removed the Wi-Fi chip with more clear flux or non-cleaning flux. So that is where we need to install the new Wi-Fi chip that we had. We are going to place it on top of it and align it. We ensure that it is at its place more or less, not too high, not too low. The position looks more or less fine to me. So what we are going to do is we are going to heat the gun again and we are going to solder this new Wifi6E chip onto this motherboard. Again, we are using the same process. We are going to use 450 degrees to heat the chip and around 80% of the airflow to heat it. So that is what we are going to do. So let's quickly do that. Ensure that you start it from the far so that it does not move out of its place, and then we'll slowly go nearer as and when it gets hotter. In the process, we will ensure that we do not move any other components which are around it. If it starts moving, just align it to its place. Hold it. So as you can see, my Wi-Fi chip is soldered properly. So here is my processor and here is my 4 RAM of 4 GB each to contribute for around 16 GB of RAM, which is there on your Steam Deck. So now it's time to place back the motherboard onto the Steam Deck and reassemble it. So we'll start connecting by the flex cables that were connected from behind. So this is the one that was coming from the power circuit, which is going to go on the larger one. So let's connect that quickly. It's going to be in the reverse fashion, just like this. It's your motherboard supply. So connect it like this and close the latch. So that connects your motherboard supply that is coming from the top. So the second one is coming from here. It's difficult to do both together, so we'll remove this flex cable first. And connect it to the back first, and then we'll connect it to the outside, which is easier. So this is the side we need to connect. So we'll open the latch and push it inside gently and then lock it. Ensure that the white line is aligned with the lock. Unless it is aligned, you would not know that it is connected properly. So you can see the white line is aligned. So that is how I know my cable is connected properly. Now that we have connected that, we'll lift the battery cable and the screen cable and adjust the motherboard first to its place. Once it is adjusted at its place, we'll put back this ribbon cable that we took out, just like this, and close it and ensure that the white lines are aligned as well. So that is how I know it is connected properly. So next thing is your screen. We'll connect the screen just like this. You have connected your screen cable. Then we are going to connect the fan connector as well to its place. Next thing is your audio cable, which is going to go here. And then you have an auxiliary and main. Here main is on the top and auxiliary is on the bottom. So we'll do that. The main is going to connect on the top, and then we'll connect the auxiliary one. As you can see on this Wi-Fi chip, the main is on the top, so cable with marked M is going to connect onto the top. That is what I have done. And the auxiliary antenna is onto the bottom, so the one marked with A is going to be connected here. So that is how you need to connect the Wi-Fi antennas. Now that we have connected all the cables, it's time to do the thermal repasting of the processor and connect the heatsink. So for thermal repasting, you need to clean the processor first. So as you can see, I have already cleaned the processor using the earbud, and I have removed all I can. If you want, you can remove a bit more of the older thermal paste. The better you clean, the better thermal repasting it would be. So this is the best I could do, as you can see. And also the same way, I have cleaned the heatsink as well. So we'll use this M6 thermal paste to do the thermal pasting. So we'll put little bit of thermal paste here. Don't put too much, as it is bad for the processor to put too much thermal paste. Just a little bit, so that it is spreaded once the heatsink is placed on top of it. So you don't need to spread the thermal paste, it is super important. Just place the thermal heatsink as close to its position as possible, so that you don't have to move it, just like this. And using the Phillips screwdriver, you need to tighten this up, just like this. Now we need to put back the screw here as well, so that it does not move, and this should just be fine. Now what we are going to do is we'll put back the screws that were there for the motherboard. To hold the motherboard at its place, we'll put back the screws, and the bottom one is here. So now my motherboard is placed tightly onto your Steam Deck. Now we'll place back the sticker that was there here as it was before. Then we'll put back the thermal insulation that was here. on the top of the Wi-Fi chip to keep the antenna at its place and provide the insulation as well. And then again we'll put the another insulation that was there at the bottom, just like this. And then we will install back the SSD card. So this is like this, and hold it back using the screws. Now that we have put back all of the major components, now let's reconnect the battery. Just like this, and then push back the battery connector inside to connect the battery. Let's put the back cover, the metal shielding. That we need to place it back just like this, and we'll install the screws, one on the top, that's here, just like this. Once it is aligned, we need to put down the screws to put back the heat sink. And one from the inside. Close it. Now we have already installed the back thermal plate as well. Let's put back the cover. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, please do not forget to hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I will try and answer as soon as possible. If you're new to my channel and not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification icon so that you get the notifications for my new videos. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and clear skies.